The notification sound was innocent enough. Just a little ping from my phone while I was making dinner. But when I opened that message from a blocked number, my entire world shattered in the span of 3 seconds. It was a photo of my daughter, my 6-year-old Maisie, in her pink unicorn pajamas, the ones she only wore at home. She was sitting on our living room carpet, playing with her dolls, completely unaware that someone had captured that moment. But here's what made my blood run cold. I hadn't taken that photo. Neither had my husband. And the angle was wrong. It was taken from the doorway to the kitchen, the exact spot where guests would stand when they visited. The message below it read, "Thought you should know what your family is doing." My hand started shaking so badly, I nearly dropped the phone into the pasta sauce.
Because I knew that doorway.
I knew that angle. And I knew exactly who had been standing there last Tuesday when this photo was taken. My sister, Emma. But it wasn't just one photo. As I scrolled, my stomach turned inside out. There were dozens. Maisie eating breakfast. Maisie in the bath. Thank God the water covered her. But still, who takes photos of someone else's child bathing? Maisie sleeping. Maisie changing clothes. All taken in my home. All taken by someone I trusted with every fiber of my being, and all posted somewhere online where strangers were commenting, downloading, saving them to their devices. The worst part? The timestamps. These photos had been taken over 6 months. Half a year of my sister systematically photographing my daughter during her weekly visits, and I had noticed nothing. Nothing at all that I stood there in my kitchen, the wooden spoon still in my hand, tomato sauce dripping onto the floor, and I couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. The world had become impossibly small and suffocatingly large at the same time. Emma. My little sister Emma, who I'd helped raise after our mom died when she was 12. Emma, who'd been my maid of honor. Emma, who Maisie called Auntie Em and ran to hug every single Tuesday when she came over for dinner.
My phone buzzed again.
Another message from the blocked number. Check Parenting Hub forum. Username, Proud Auntie. I felt sick. My fingers moved automatically, opening my laptop, typing in the URL. I'd heard of Parenting Hub. It was supposed to be a supportive community for parents. But I'd never used it. Never needed to. The username loaded, and there it was. Emma's profile. 3,000 posts. 800 followers. And an entire gallery dedicated to my beautiful niece. But the captions made me want to scream. My daughter had the best day at the park today. Look at my little one being so creative. Bedtime routine with my baby girl. My daughter. My little one. My baby girl. Emma had been pretending Maisie was hers. For months. To thousands of strangers online. And they believed her. The comments were full of other parents congratulating her, asking for parenting advice, telling her what a beautiful daughter she had. I called my husband James. He came home from work in 15 minutes flat, breaking every speed limit. When I showed him the photos, the forum, the messages, his face went gray. "We need to call the police," he said immediately. But I stopped him, because I needed to understand first. I needed to know why. Why would Emma, my Emma, do something so twisted? I called her instead. She answered on the second ring, voice bright and cheerful. "Hey, I was just thinking about you. Still on for Tuesday dinner? I need you to come over now," I said, my voice flat and cold. "Is everything okay? You sound weird."
"Now, Emma."
She arrived 20 minutes later, and the moment she walked through the door, I showed her my laptop screen. Showed her her own profile, her own lies, her own photos of my child. I expected denial.
Panic. Shame.
Instead, she smiled. "You found it," Emma said, setting her handbag down on my kitchen counter like nothing was wrong. Like she hadn't just been caught pretending my daughter was hers to thousands of strangers online. "That's all you have to say?" I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "You found it." She shrugged, actually shrugged, and poured herself a glass of water from my tap. "I knew you'd find out eventually. I'm honestly surprised it took this long." James stepped between us. "Emma, what the hell is wrong with you? These are private photos of our daughter. You've been lying to people, pretending she's yours." "Because she should have been mine," Emma interrupted, her voice suddenly sharp. Do you know how many fertility treatments I've been through? How many times I've watched you two with your perfect little family while I've got nothing? My heart was pounding. So, you decided to steal our daughter digitally? To create some fantasy life online? It's not stealing, she snapped. And it's not a fantasy. Those people, they care about me. They support me. They think I'm a good mother. But you're not a mother, I shouted. You're pretending. Using my child. Emma's face hardened in a way I'd never seen before. I'm more of a mother than you realize. And that's when she pulled out her phone and showed me something that made my legs give out. Bank transfers.
Dozens of them.
Thousands of pounds going from accounts I didn't recognize into Emma's account. And the reference notes made me want to vomit. Exclusive content. Premium access. Private collection. You've been selling photos of my daughter? The words barely came out as a whisper. Emma's smile turned cold. Not just photos. Videos, too. The bath one went for 300 quid. Apparently, there's quite a market for. She didn't get to finish that sentence because James lunged at her. I grabbed his arm, holding him back, but I wanted to let him go. God, I wanted to let him go. Get out, I said, my voice shaking. Get out of my house right now before I call the police. Go ahead, Emma said, picking up her bag. But you might want to check who else has been helping me first. She walked out, leaving us standing there in stunned silence. Who else? What did that mean? I went back to the forum, diving deeper into Emma's posts. And that's when I found them. The comments from other users offering to trade photos, suggesting meetups. And one username that appeared again and again, always supportive, always encouraging Emma to post more. The username was JamesH_2019. My husband's name, his birth year. I turned to look at James, and the expression on his face told me everything I needed to know before he said a word. But this wasn't the worst of it. Not even close, it's not what you think, James started, but I was already scrolling through the account's history. Messages between JamesH_2019 and Emma. Hundreds of them. Coordinating photo times. Discussing which outfits Maisie should wear. Planning which rooms had the best lighting. And payments. Payments from his account to hers labeled as freelance photography in our joint banking app, which I'd never questioned because James had mentioned hiring a photographer for work projects. You've been paying her? I asked, my voice deadly calm. You've been paying my sister to take photos of our daughter and sell them to predators online?
No.
God, no, it's not like that at all. James ran his hands through his hair, pacing. I didn't know what she was doing with them. I swear. She told me she wanted to start a parenting blog, needed authentic photos, and I thought it would be good for her. She was so depressed about the fertility stuff, and this seemed harmless. Harmless. I couldn't breathe. She's been selling bathtub photos, James. Photos of our daughter changing clothes. To strangers. For money. I didn't know about those. His voice cracked. She only showed me the innocent ones. The playground, the art projects. I thought I was helping her build something positive. I wanted to believe him. Part of me desperately wanted to believe him. But the evidence was right there in black and white. I grabbed my phone and finally did what I should have done an hour ago. I called the police. The next few weeks were a nightmare I wouldn't wish on anyone. The police investigation, the forensic examination of our devices, the interviews with Maisie by specially trained officers. My daughter, who knew nothing about what had happened, asking why Auntie didn't come for Tuesday dinners anymore. The investigation revealed the full scope of Emma's operation. She'd made over £15,000 selling photos and videos of Maisie to a network of buyers across the dark web. Some of the content had been edited, Maisie's face photoshopped onto other bodies, her voice extracted and used in deepfake videos. The police found buyers in 17 countries. But James's story held up. He genuinely had known. His payments had stopped 6 months ago when Emma told him the blog project was complete. The forum account wasn't his. Emma had created it using his information to make herself seem more legitimate, like she had a co-parent supporting her. Emma was arrested and charged with multiple counts of child exploitation, fraud, and distribution of inappropriate material. The trial was public and brutal. Our family's nightmare became tabloid fodder. I had to explain to Maisie, in age-appropriate terms, why Annie MM had done something very wrong and wouldn't be coming back. She got 4 years. The judge called it a profound betrayal of familial trust and a systematic exploitation of an innocent child. But here's what haunts me most. It wasn't greed that motivated Emma. During her testimony, the psychologist's report revealed she genuinely convinced herself that by creating this online persona as Maisie's mother, she was somehow partially living the life she couldn't have. The money was secondary. What she really wanted was to feel like a mother, even if it meant destroying her sister's family and endangering her niece to do it. I still live in the same house, though we've changed everything. New locks, security cameras, privacy film on all the windows. Maisie's 7 now, and she's resilient in the way children can be. She doesn't remember most of it, thankfully. We told her Annie got sick and had to go away for a while. I deleted all our social media. Every account, every platform. I don't post photos of Maisie anywhere anymore. I barely take photos at all, if I'm honest. Every camera lens feels like a threat now. James and I are still together, though it took months of therapy to rebuild that trust. He blames himself, even though the police and the therapist both confirmed he was manipulated too. Emma was brilliant at deception. She knew exactly which buttons to push, which vulnerabilities to exploit. Sometimes I wonder if I should have seen it sooner. The way Emma always had her phone out during visits. How she'd insist on certain activities or outfits for Maisie. The questions she'd ask about our routines, our schedules, our security systems. But I think that's what family does to you. It blinds you. You trust them because you're supposed to trust them. You love them because they're blood. And sometimes that trust and love becomes the very weapon they use against you. If you've stayed with me through this whole painful story, I just want to say, protect your children's privacy like it's the most precious thing in the world. Because it is. Check who's taking photos in your home, what's being posted online, even by family. Especially by family. Don't let trust make you blind like I was. The anonymous messenger who sent me that first photo? It was one of Emma's online followers who'd become suspicious and did some digging. They found my actual social media through facial recognition, matched Maisie to old photos I'd posted years ago, and realized Emma was lying. They probably saved my daughter from worse. I never got to thank them properly. But wherever you are, thank you. You saw something wrong and you spoke up, even when it was uncomfortable. You saved my family. Emma gets out in 2 years. She's written letters, dozens of them, but I've burned every single one without opening them. Some betrayals are simply unforgivable. Some wounds don't heal just because time passes. My sister sold my daughter to strangers online. And the worst part? She did it because she loved the idea of being a mother more than she loved my actual child. That's not love. That's theft. That's violation. And that's something I'll never forgive. If this story has left you feeling unsettled, or if it resonated with a need to protect your loved ones just a little more fiercely, then you understand why I had to share it. The Telling Tree is a place where we bring difficult truths into the light so that none of us have to face the darkness alone. If this story planted a seed of awareness in you, here's how you can help this community of storytellers grow. Subscribe to The Telling Tree. Your support helps us continue to share stories that matter, and clicking that bell ensures you never miss a new chapter. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever had a trust broken in a way that changed you? Your stories and support for one another are what make this grove so strong. If you know someone who needs to hear this, please share it. You never know whose eyes you might help open. This isn't just my story anymore. It's a warning. It's a reminder to guard your treasures, both online and off. Thank you for listening.